Oh, hi. Didn't expect you here so early. It caught me eating breakfast. Excuse me a second. Yeah, good donuts. Who says you can't eat donuts for breakfast? I'm Canadian, we eat donuts. Deal with it. Anyways, welcome back to Travels with Bert. Today we're in a place called Ban Khiriwong. It's a small village with a river, which you can probably see, on the hills behind. And it's actually only about 25 kilometers from Nakhon Si Thammarat city, although it feels more like 250. It's really in the middle of nowhere. It's one of my favorite places. In fact, Bert and I have been here more times than I can remember. But then I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Oh yeah, donuts. Now I remember. Amusingly, it's advertised as having the best ozone in Thailand, which is a little bit strange because ozone is actually a poisonous gas. In large quantities it can actually kill you. And it also stinks. Apparently it's even worse than durian. I think something like the best fresh air in Thailand would be a better slogan. That I could believe. It's very nice here. Now before we move, I have a good news and not such good news about this place. The good news is there's not much to say, so you won't get much twittering from me. We'll just take a look around and you can see the town and the hills and a few other things. So it's just a small village nestled in the mountains. It's surrounded by fruit farms. It has a river which I believe is called the Tha Dee, and that's about it. The not such good news is that it rains here. In fact, it was raining just a couple of minutes ago. I almost bailed out. And well, we're in the hills, so of course it rains. But sometimes it really, really rains. I mean, we live in the tropics, so that's normal. And if you live in the tropics too, you'll know what that means. I mean, imagine the heaviest rain you've ever seen, and that probably lasted for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. But here it can continue for 4 to 5 days, absolutely non-stop. And if you can imagine that here, unfortunately, that causes significant flooding. So the river that you can see behind me, that would completely fill up and overflow the road here. So on the way here, I took a quick photograph, and you can see a nice river valley. It's actually not very far from here, just over the mountains there somewhere. And believe it or not, when the rain really starts and we get the real monsoon rains, that river valley that you can see in the photograph will fill all the way up and overflow the road on either side. And unfortunately that happened here in 1988. It doesn't happen too often, thankfully. But more than 200 people died in this area and caused more than 1 billion baht in damage. So anyway, we won't dwell on that. Let's have a look around. Quick video shot and we'll go up there and have a look. And after that we'll jump in boat and go further upriver. Okay, as you can probably see, we're now somewhere completely different. Somewhere around here there's a supposed rope bridge, which I must admit I've never been to before. So we'll just have a quick look up the river here. And I think I can see it in the distance there, so we have a little bit of walking to do. Bear with me on that. Okay, yes, that looks like a rope bridge. The big question is, are we going to walk across it? Well, we just don't know. And I think the answer to that is no, we're not. It would be kind of nice if somebody built some steps here, but that's one hell of a steep slope going down there, just so that you can go back up again onto the rope bridge. Ah, okay. I have a different idea. It's possible to drive to the other side, so let's see what the other side looks like. Well, what the heck, I decided to walk instead. Exercise is good for me, right? So we just have another few hundred meters to go and we'll be on the other end of the rope bridge. Finally, I found the other end of the rope bridge. Looks completely safe, right? No problem at all. We'll just have a look all the way down the bridge and decide whether I'm going to walk over there. Well, it doesn't look too unsafe. Let's try this side. Okay, walking down the bridge, it's swaying nicely. It's very pleasant. More pieces of wood missing. But I'm sure it's completely safe. No problem. Okay, that's roughly the middle, so we'll take a look upstream. I must admit, it's a very pleasant spot. We can even sit down by the river there and have lunch. I'm not going to, but we could. And let's take a look downriver. Panning, 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 panning. Yeah, very nice, very nice. And now I think we will go somewhere completely different. That did not go according to plan. As you can see, it's kind of wet here. I'm back in the town. And I'd hoped to finish the video here, but I'm certainly not getting out of Bert and sitting on the back. It was raining heavier before. It still looks quite pleasant over there, but even still, I think we'll wrap it up for now. And I just had a giant failure. After I left the rope bridge, I came back into the town and went quite a few kilometers north away from the river, where I know there is a quite attractive small temple that I wanted to show you, and just beyond there a small waterfall. But after a few kilometers I came across a giant-sized no entry sign and the road is closed. For some reason the no entry sign was only in English, can't quite figure that one. But anyway, I had to turn around and come back, and then, as I said, I'd hoped to finish the video sitting on the back of Bert here, but that's not going to happen. So it probably just gives me enough time to finish my breakfast. Or maybe by now, what time is it? Oh yes, it's lunchtime. Okay, so... Oh look, there's a blueberry jelly. Okay, so it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from Bert.